All right, so this is the very first video that I have created where I'm going to try to start demonstrating the various things you can do with the VLP, the Vivid Learning Platform. So today we are going to be working on creating a very small, simple activity about the rack and pinion gear. I'm picking that because we just released about 20 new interactive mechanical models. And so I'm going to be building out little activities for each one and recording them as I do it, just to kind of hopefully kick on some, spur some creativity on for you guys. So anyways, let's get started. I'm in the Vivid or the VLP demo apps channel. And as you can see, there are no activities in this channel. So we're just getting started. This channel will be public. So you should be able to link to this activity. I'm going to create an activity and then I'm going to share a link with the activity so you guys can try it out yourself. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and since I am an author, I can create activities in this channel. I'm going to create a new activity and we're going to call this activity rack and pinion. So let's call this rack and pinion. Let's just get the first slide. We're going to create, let's see. I've actually got a little bit of planning and, I asked, GPT to help me, come up with a quick little slideshow. 3 slides is what we're coming up with about the rack and pinion. So, we're going to call this first slide introductions. Let me grab that. We're going to put that right here. Now, I'm going to jump right on into our mechanical apps. So here's our list of slide apps. So you can use any of these when creating your activity. We're going to go to mechanical. Where are you at? There it is right there. We're going to add the mechanical app. This is what allows us to use these interactive mechanical models that we've just produced. So as it happens, the rack and pinion is the default model. There is a bunch more that you can use, like a worm gear or an alternator. But we're going to stick with the rack and pinion. Now, let me, so here it is. And the things we can do as an author, we're not going to really, we're going to just see I can rotate the thing and crank it. That's kind of cool. Let's just set it back to the middle. Now, what are we going to say? Slide, introduction to the rack and pinion gears. What are the rack and pinion gears? Content. A rack, a pinion, together they form a mechanical system. Here we go. Let's grab this. I'm going to grab these things. I'm going to grab these. And we're going to throw these into the slide text. So we're going to put them right here. Now I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Let's make this the header, the title. Oh, shoot, it just undid it. Let's do that. So let's do it. This is marked down, so you can just do like that. And we can do this. Yeah, I think I'm going to do some bullets on these things. Like that. All right, we're going to save that. So there we go. We've got that. All right, now, so let's see. We got what are the rack and pinion gears? The rack is a straight flat gear that converts rotational movement into linear movement. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to add a call out here. So I'm going to put this right here. So there we're going to call out the rack. Let's give it a little bit of a color. Let's make that one orange. All right. All right. And then let's add another one for the pinion right here. I didn't really like where I put that. Let me grab that better. There we go. Put that right there. And then I'm going to center this up. And let me change this to be pinion. Just pinion. And let's make this green. All right. All right. So there's slide 1. Let's go ahead and hit done. So there's slide 1, introduction. Let's go ahead and jump back over to GPT and see what they said we should do for the thing. How do rack and pinion? Actually, you know what I want to do? I think I want to, let me jump back in here. I'm going to edit this slide one more time. I'm going to hide other things. Yeah, let's just to kind of give it some nice flow. let's hide some stuff here so that we're just focused on the rack and pinion itself. There we go. Now let me zoom in a little bit. Let's center this up. There we go. I like that. Let's get it nice and tight. There, hit done. All right, so we're going to do our view like that. There's a rack and a pinion. We could split this in. No, we're going to start with that. All right, let's do a duplicate slide. What's the next one we're going to do? And then let's edit this slide. This one, how do rack and pinions function? I'm just going to grab all this again. We're just going to copy this stuff and throw it in here. And we're going to do this. Take this out. Okay, let's add this in. Oops, I don't want to do that. All right, so we got some details here. How do rack and pinions function? Now, you do this. Use below to rotate the pinion and observe the movements of the rack. All right, now I'm going to unhide all objects. This time though, let's add a little movement in here and make this thing kind of slide around a little bit. Oh, we got to fix that panning issue. All right, so now we're going to do that. And you know what? Maybe I'll delete all the callouts too. When the pinion rotates, its teeth engage with the teeth in the rack. Yes, that's nice. This interaction results in a linear movement of the rack in one direction, depending on the rotation. All right, so then the user can come in here and I think what we're going to do is set this up over here, and then we're going to hit done. All right, let's see how that looks. Oh, look at that. It moves too. Nice. All right. Okay, let's do the last slide here. Key characteristics. Let's grab these guys. Actually, you know what? We're not going to do that last slide. All right, we got enough in here. So now we've got 2 slides in here. That's great. So let me just go ahead and hit done, and we'll see what this slide would look like to the end user. Let me hide this thing. So the end user would, let's go back here to introduction. Oh, we should have renamed that. What are racking and pinion gears? And so we've got our rack and our pinion gears. The rack is a straight. They form that stuff. Use the slider below to create the movement. All right, nice. Now, you know, I think I want a title. Like, so when the user comes in, they're presented with a nice page at the beginning. So let's go into here. Let's go to edit activity. And we're going to add a different, we're going to add just a standard text app or text slide. So we're going to call this intro. We're going to call it everything intro. We'll rename the slides in a second. Add a slide. Now let's do a background color of black. Let's do blue. I like these two together. And then I actually already asked GPT to provide me a title and a description. So here we go. Exploring rack and pinion mechanics. All right, we're going to use that for the title. And then we're going to take this for, oh, here's the subtitle. Understanding motion conversions in a simple machine. All right, so we're going to add that in there. Hit done. Now we've got a title slide, but I want that to be at the top. So we're going to move that up. Now, what was our first slide? Let's rename these. Let's rename this to be this. Rename. So we're going to rename this slide to be that. Might be kind of long. And then this one here. All right, edit. Oops, not that, not that. Whoops, whoops. Click on too many things. Hit close. We're going to change it here. All right, we're going to hit done there. Now, all right, so we've got an intro slide. So let's hit done and let's see what this looks like to the end user. So if I come back to the beginning of the slideshow, all right, now we got a nice intro, exploring a thing, and then we come into here. There we go, rack and pinions. All right, let's add some quizzes to here. All right, so let's add some questions. So let's come back into here. Let's go to edit activity. I'm just going to duplicate this slide again. Now, what should be the first question? So in this app, in the mechanical app, we can ask 3 types of questions. Let's see. Let's do the first one. Let's do object pick. No, let's do some label drops. Drop these labels on the correct objects. All right, now let me come over here. Let me move this back into position, into like a nice center position. And we're going to get just change the view up so we get some movement. Now we're going to add a label drop. We're going to add an answer. We're going to just do the rack. And we're going to do the pinion. But we're going to change this to be just the pinion. Check that. Done. Okay, so what we've done is we've created a question here now. So the student has to grab, let me show you what it looks like. Now, that's what this looks like is, let's go to done. So now the student, when they get to this slide, they got to drop these on the right thing. So if they grab this and they drop it here, that's incorrect. So they're going to drop it here. That is correct. All right, and then there's the pinion. Nice. All right, let me go back to edit the activity. Let's actually let's change the slide name to be, I don't know, identify parts. I don't know, something like that. We're going to call it that. This can be the slide name. And you know what? I'm going to do that right after the second slide. So we're going to move this up. There we go. So we're going to add some interactivity in here. Now let's do some more questions. So I'm going to take this same slide. I'm going to duplicate it, and then I'm going to bump it down. We're just going to, whoops, I bumped it up, didn't I? Bump down, move down. Here we go, move down. Let's change this one. Let's say this is going to be an object pick. So, oh, look at that. We've got, no, okay, things are good. Let's see, what's the question we want to ask? We want to do this, a different kind of question. We're going to do an object pick. This is where we're going to tell the student, we're going to say click on the part that moves linearly. We're going to say that. All right. So the answer is going to be the rack. So now we'll hit done. All right. And we're going to call this, actually, I'm just going to rename these things to question 1. This is going to be question 2. And we'll call this question 1. Rename. All right. And then finally, let's do one more question. Let's do a kind of a hard one. Let's do that. I'm going to ask a question. We're going to go to, let's go to edit this slide. We're going to call this question 3. I hope I copied it first. Okay. The pinion rotates, when the pinion rotates, no, rotational movement of the pinion results in linear of the rack. If the pinion were replaced with a bigger one, what would happen to the linear movements I'm trying to ask this question for the same rotation. Not a great question, but we're going to go with it. Okay, so we're going to ask the question. So we're asking this question, right? Now let's add, we're going to change the challenge to a question. We're going to say it would slow down, period. It would speed up. Let's add one more. No change. And the correct answer is this one. All right. So we've added a question. All right. There. I think, I overwrote my second one. All right. Let me redo my second one real quick. I forgot to duplicate it. All right. Let's come back into here. Let's move this one up and let's edit this one. This is now going to be slide 2. What was the second question we asked? Click object that moves linearly. All right. And now instead of question, this is going to be an object pick. And it's still actually in there. So we're hitting that. Done. All right. Done. So there is our activity. Let's see how it looks. Let's come back to here. So we're going to go to our intro, exploring the rack and pinion. We've added 3 slides. So here we go to some definition. Together they form the mechanical system. Now drop these on the right objects. All right, we're going to drop this one here. That's not correct. I kind of thought that would be correct. Hold on a second. Something's wrong. We got an offset. All right, so there's a slight bug we got to fix there. We're going to continue on. We got this one, blah, 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 talking about the function, rotate, use the slider below to rotate. Look at that, pretty neat. Moving on, click on the object that moves linearly. All right, we're going to click on that one. Okay, cool. And rotation movements, I should call that rotational movement of the pinion results in linear movement of the rack. If the pinion were replaced with a bigger one, what would happen to the linear movement for the same rotation? All right, let's just edit this real quick. We're going to say rotational, I-O-N-A-L. Save, done. All right, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and publish this activity. And there we go. So that we're going to go ahead and call this done. But that has been our little demo of creating a simple activity around the rack and pinion.